Hello, everyone. How are you? Oh my gosh, I got my outfit. Let me fix myself up here. All right, it is another episode of Travel the World as a Speaker. I am so excited that you are here. I'm looking at my camera here for my Instagram folks. So I am your host, Phylecia Jones, and tonight we're going to talk about embracing your inner salesperson, because when it comes to leveraging speaking to travel the world, you're going to have to learn how to be a salesperson. And a lot of us, we get into this, we get into speaking, we get into running a business, and we're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be like a sleazy salesperson. Well, I'm not telling you you need to be sleazy, but you need to embrace that you may come across sleazy, because if you don't know how to sell, you will not get on stage. I don't care if it's for free, if it's for paid. If you don't know how to do this, you're going to have to figure that out. All right. Now, like I said, travel the world as a speaker, and we're brought to you by iFind You Close, where we actually go out and search and research and find speaking engagements for those of you who really do want to get on the stage and travel the world. So if you want to go check us out, go over to iFindYouClose.com. And you know what? While you're there, we are actually doing free assessment for attracting high-paid speaking engagements. So go ahead and check us out over at iFindYouClose.com. And we're coming to you live here on YouTube and Instagram. So tonight I won't have any fancy graphics. So for my Instagram people, you won't feel left out. For my YouTube people, you actually might feel left out. I don't know. But one of the cool things that we do here on the show is we mix some of the things that I absolutely love, and that is travel, and that is talking about speaking. Now, I say this every time that I don't have a travel story, because I have so many, and I've never really wrote them down to figure out, how I can actually talk to you about them. And right now, nothing is really popping in my mind when it comes to travel. I think I had something the other day, but who knows? I will say this. For those of you who are kind of in that travel influencer world, just be ready, because in 2022, you're going to be able to cash in. And that is definitely something I want all of you to know as speakers. Things will be a whole lot different come 2022, especially 2023, if you do want to travel. Now, I will talk about, my birthday is coming up next month, and so we've been talking about where to go, if we can go out in our RV. So if you don't know that, I am an RV owner, and oh yeah, this is a cool travel story. I don't know if it's a travel story, it's just travel planning. So I'm a national park person, and a lot of people don't realize that, but I really do like national parks. And I could tell you, I think I've gone to 16 so far. I've gone to 16 national parks, and I've gone to Banff National Park in Canada. And I live here in Colorado, so the big five are over in Utah. And I really do want to go to Zion. And I was reading that Zion is probably one of the best places to visit while in wintertime. Now, in order for us to haul over into Utah for winter, we got to go over the mountain. So if you don't really understand how the world works here in this part in the Rocky Mountain region, so just imagine. So here is mountains. Here's Colorado. Here's California, and that's the ocean. So in order for us to get from here over to Utah, we got to go over the mountains, and they are, 9,000-10,000 feet in the air. Yep, that high up. And it's still wintertime here, which is very, kind of dangerous when you're towing 35,000 pounds. So we're kind of figuring out if we can go to Zion, because they say it's one of the best times to visit because there are no crowds there. And what we do know is once summertime comes, because we're still not able to travel freely, everybody and their mama's been at the national park. So, and I do not go in summer because I can't deal with the people. I can't deal with the people. So we're going to see if we can take it out in March. So one, that'll be my first time in Zion. Zion is a very beautiful, I love all the photos. So it's mainly red rocks, deserty type, high desert type climate. It's still kind of cold, so it's snowing a little bit, but not like dumping snow, but it's still going to be like in the kind of high deserty type thing. So we'll see if we're able to do that. And if I can do it, we have to kind of manage how we're going to do this, because I would love to come to you live on my phone, but I need 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that I can take you with me. I can take you with me on my trip, and I will be speaking because I actually do have quite a few speaking engagements. But I know how to do this from home. So the other thing I want to tell you about, all right, for everybody over here. So we're getting close. My last few speaking gigs, a lot of people have been asking me about my tech, my cameras, my monitors. I am actually going to start doing a whole show starting in 2 weeks because I need to take a week off. Oh, that's the other thing. Got to take a week off. I got to get my assistant caught up on us programming these shows. But I'm actually going to add in some content where we will talk about the tech that I'm using to help me deliver virtual presentations. And I'm going to be uploading a few more videos onto the channel because a lot of the tech I'm actually using at this exact moment. I know it's kind of weird. You won't be able to see me do it, but I got to get a little creative with showing you how I am doing things so that we can talk about it here on the show. So I'm excited about that. So we're going to start breaking down all this tech, all of the cameras that I'm using, being able to go back and forth between this camera, this one, and this one here, and so that you can give a really highly engaged virtual presentation. All right. We've talked about that. I've given you the updates. Oh my gosh. So now let's go ahead and talk about this salesperson thing. Now, one of the things that I had to learn while being a speaker is, I know I'm standing, I got my power pose going, is that you're going to have to embrace being a salesperson. Now, I come from the world of computers and engineers. Nobody in my engineering department, nobody in my computer science department, nobody in my math department ever talked to us about sales. I took maybe 2 business classes, like an economics, and I don't know, what do you take? Oh gosh, I know I took an economics class and some other like basic business class or something, like my freshman or sophomore year in college. After that, it was all the math stuff. So nobody teaches you how to sell. So me, when I took my early retirement at 36 years old, decided to start a business. And I thought that I could just sit here and build a website and people will give me money. No. And this whole salesperson thing was like, I don't even know what that is. So I'm just going to ignore it. But what I eventually learned is you have to be a salesperson. If you want to be a speaker, you need to be a salesperson. If you're going to run a business, you need to be a salesperson. If you're going to leverage speaking so that you can travel the world, you really need to be a salesperson. So what I want to get over to you today is you need to embrace that inner salesperson. I know we do all of these things, when we work with our business coaches, we read our books, we watch way too many YouTube channels, mine included, that you should subscribe to. We get into this thing of, I'm not a salesperson, but I'm here to let you know. If you are deciding to start a business, if you're deciding to start a business around speaking, if you are deciding to leverage speaking so that you can travel, you're not a speaker, you're not a business owner, you're a salesperson. That's it. You are a salesperson. You need to embrace it, put it in your brain, put it in your heart, put it in your gut, and, let it marinate, get some probiotics in there, because that is what you are. You will fight it. Trust me. I know how this feels. You will fight it. You will fight it. You will kick and scream and Phylecia, I am not a salesperson. I'm here to tell you, you are. And here's why. Now, we've talked about this the last few times. I'm going to get my bench. I got 2 little, it's not my bench, it's a stool. I got my little creaky stool here. Now, we've talked about this quite a few times. I got to sit down, y'all. We've talked about this quite a few times here where I'm telling you, if you want to do all this speaking and if you want to leverage it into travel, you're going to have to learn how to sell. You're going to have to learn how to sell yourself. You have to learn how to sell your talk. You have to know how to put together a website that will sell you. You need to, for the products and everything, you need to have products ready to go so that you can sell. You need to be able to do all of these things because every last thing you do matters. If you're building the YouTube channel to support your speaking, it matters. If you're building the website, it matters. What you talk about matters. Your photos matter. Your outfit matters. Your colors matter. All of it matters. And it's part of the sales process. And even though we may think that we're not, getting out there and selling, because a lot of us think, when it comes to sales, like, I'm not a car salesman. No, you may not be a car salesman, but you are a car salesman's cousin. And that's what you have to remember. Everything that we're doing from this point on, if we are trying to build our brand so that we can travel, or we're trying to grow a business, or we're trying to build authority, and we're going to use ourselves to get on stage to speak so that we can do all these things, you have to become a salesperson. And you have to be able to negotiate. I mean, even before you get to the point where you're negotiating your contract, or negotiating your travel, or negotiating your pay, you have to be a salesperson from the beginning. Everything matters. I'm telling you, everything matters. Your talk matters. The audience matters. Your ability to do the research, to do the pitching, to put in the effort, to put in the work. It all matters. So if you don't feel like you are a salesperson, I'm just here to let you know you are a salesperson. You need to embrace it. Right now, I mean, you can go and read all the books you want, and I've done that too. I've read the books, and then you still come away like, ooh, that feels creepy as a salesperson. But the thing is, that's what you are. You are trying. I got to look up what's the definition of salesperson. I'm going to go look it up. But you got to remember that you are trying to convince somebody to give you money or to compensate you. And I will put everything under the umbrella of compensation. Free travel, hotel, transportation, paychecks, sponsorships. You are trying to convince somebody to hand over compensation to you. And usually, I mean, right now, I mean, at least in my world, people really just don't walk up to you and give you money. I mean, if they do for you, please let me know. Please put in the comment box if people randomly walk up to you and just give you money, because I need that secret in my life. But what I have learned is you got to have a reason for people to give you money. And that's the thing. That's part of the sales process. You got to have a reason for people to give you money. And this is one thing I want you to think about when it comes to leveraging speaking to grow your business or travel or build your authority is, at the end of the day, when you're sitting here looking at you and you say, I want to go speak, I want to go speak, I want to travel, I want to do all these things, you got to ask yourself, am I worth what I'm asking for? If you want to get paid $5,000 to speak, you have to ask yourself, am I worth $5,000? Now, you could say on the outside, hell yeah, I'm worth $5,000, but why would somebody give you $5,000? Do you have the website to go along with that? Do you have the talk to go along with that? Are you talking to the audience that can afford to give you $5,000? Do you have the brand? Do you have the look that says, I am worthy of $5,000? Do you have the message? All of that stuff matters. That's all part of being able to sell yourself, because you have to convince somebody, all of you have to convince somebody to compensate you somehow, some kind of way. That's it. And sometimes compensation can just be getting on stage. That's the other thing. I mean, you got to be able to convince somebody to put you on stage too. All of it matters. So when I'm looking up a salesperson, I love it. It's just a saleswoman or salesman. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, dictionary. But the thing is, it says a person who sells merchandise or services either in a shop or directly to customers on behalf of a company. So what you're selling, your talk, that is your company, that's your service. And you got to convince people to give you what it is that you want, whatever it is. So you got to ask yourself, are you ready? And if you are still struggling with this salesperson thing, I mean, one, you can contact me and we can figure it out. But the thing is, I want you to realize that you are a salesperson. You are a salesman. You are a saleswoman. You are a salesperson. That's it. When you decide to make this leap into this world, you're going to be selling everything, not just your products, not just your templates, not just your courses. You're going to be selling your website. You're going to be selling your brand. You're going to be selling your name. You're going to be selling your titles. You're going to be selling your topics. You're going to be selling everything so that you can get what you want, and you need to embrace it. That's all I have for you. I mean, I don't know if there's much else to really talk about, because I know we can go into the ins and outs of sales, but what I have learned is we cannot get into the ins and outs of sales until you embrace the fact that you are in sales. Because I can talk to you all day about sales tactics, but if it never hits your heart that this is what you're doing, it's never going to click. And I've been there. I've Trust me, I've sat in classes for years and it's like, oh, I'm the salesperson. Like, oh, wasn't ready for that. Was not ready for that. But I will give you one little thing. I will give you one thing to work on. And this is something that I got from my sales coach. And yeah, I have a sales coach. I have all these coaches that I have worked with because I try to train myself at least once or twice a year on my sales skills because I need them just like everybody else. Now, here's something I learned from my coach, and she said, when you're running your business, when you're being a speaker, whatever it is, you need to be able to have 50 facts about what it is that you do or what it is that you talk about. And what I mean is, so I am here talking about speaking. I'm here talking to you about speaking. I'm talking to you about travel. Now, I will say this. I don't have my numbers for travel because I do have my numbers for speaking, but I can give you numerous facts about speaking. Now, my facts may be a little old because the world has changed, but I can sit here and tell you that, as of, as of 2019, there were literally 1.2 million events in the United States, and that broke down to over 5,000 events every day. And I've done the numbers for the UK. There are 1.2 million events in the UK, and that was like 4,000. It was a little over 4,500 events that are happening every day in the UK. And the average salary for a speaker, the median salary is $132,000, but most people will never make past $30,000, so they can't take care of themselves on speaking. And these are the types of facts that you need to know, meaning you need to set yourself up as the expert. You are the expert, all right? And that's what I really got out of her was I need to be the expert because why is somebody paying me? Why is somebody booking me? Why is somebody even paying attention to me when I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about? So you need to know what you're talking about. You need to I would just say research, and we can go back and forth on what experience is, but if you have the experience is even better, but we need hardcore facts. We need to be able to have measurable facts when it comes to whatever it is that you do, because that's how we sell some people. Not everybody's going to be sold that way, but it does make you credible and it does make you stand out. So that's the one thing I want to tell you is if you want to figure out where to start with the sales process, make yourself an expert. Go and figure out 50 things about the industry that you're in, the industry you want to talk about, or the topic that you want to address. Let me know if that helps. Let me know if that helps because I have to go redo all of my figures because, coronavirus, my numbers are just like, bleh. Yeah, my numbers are just like, I don't even know anymore because who knows? But this is where you have to sit down and start doing the research on what's going on. I can definitely tell you what's going on real time. I can't tell you what's going to happen next year. All right, folks, that's all I have for you. So take care of yourself. For my folks here on Instagram, I love you. See you tomorrow. Everyone else, I appreciate you. Of course, go check out iFind You Close if you are needing help finding your speaking engagement so that we can get you on stage. So go to ifindyouclose.com. And of course, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you have questions, put them in the comment box. I will make sure an answer appears. See you soon. Bye.